Hi guys, this is 12.4b, which is finding segment length. Sorry for the blurry pictures on the second part, but I will make it clear for you. Maybe I'll just rewrite the formulas for you. The theorem that we're going to be dealing with today is it's theorem 1215. Again, don't worry about the number, but it says for a given point and circle, the product, okay, remember product means we're multiplying, of the lengths of the two segments from the point to the circle is constant along any line through the point and the circle. So basically what they're saying is where there is a point, so a point of intersection here, a point of intersection here, a point of intersection here, the distance from the point to the circle and from that point to the opposite or a different part on the circle, the product of those will be the same as the product of that same scenario on a different line. So this first one, case number 1 here, if you look, this has a length of A, and this has a length of B. And then from that point to the circle here, you have a length of D, and here you have a length of C. Okay, what happens is you go from the point to the circle is a length of A, and then from that same point to the opposite side of the circle is B, okay? If we multiply those together, they will equal the product of any other 2 point or segments that do that. So from the point to the circle here is C, and then if you go the other way with it, to the circle here is D. So it's A times B equals C times D. Okay, AB equals CD. So you're multiplying them. Now, this looks totally different, but it's actually the same idea. But the formula does look way different because your point of intersection now is outside the circle. So what they're saying is if you go from the point to the circle, you'd hit here, right? That is a length of W, okay? But then if you go from the point to the other side of the circle, what is that length? Well, a lot of people want to say it's X, but it's not X. This is X. We are talking about this length. We want to multiply from the point to the circle. So that length is W plus X. Okay, so that's why the formula says W plus X times W. That's not very bright, is it? Let's try just doing it in black. W plus X times W. So we're just multiplying the two segments again, right? Here was one segment, here was another segment. If you look at it on this one, then we go from the point to the circle is Y, and then from the point to the other side of the circle is this whole length, which is Y plus Z. So we're saying Y times Y plus Z is equal to W times W plus X. Okay, so you're just multiplying those two segments that come off of this point and setting it equal to the other two segments that come off of that point. Okay, now this one's very similar. If you look here, you go from here to here is a length of Y, and from here to the other side is a length of Y plus Z. Okay, but then notice the difference on this one. This one, now you have a tangent, and when it's tangent, you only have one place that it hits the circle instead of the two places like this one did. So what you're going to do is you still want to multiply something. We're going to multiply it by itself, which means we're going to square it. So it's T squared. Okay, so 3 different scenarios that you're going to be dealing with here. I'm going to show you what you're doing in these 3 problems down here. So the first one, you have your point outside the circle. Okay, so I want the product from that point to the circle in 2 different places. So from the point to the circle here, that's a length of 6. Okay, from the point to the opposite side of the circle, so this whole thing is 6 plus 8, or you could just write it as 14 right there. Okay, so that's the one line. Now the other line, I'm going from the point to the circle, is a length of 7, and we're going to multiply that from the point to the other side of the circle. So we're looking for what is this length, and that's going to be 7 plus y. Okay, and now we're just going to simplify this. So 6 times 6 plus 8, and you can just plug that into your calculator as you see it. Make sure you do the parentheses so that it does it in the right order. But this should come out to 84. Okay, and then I feel like most people distribute here. You could divide by 7 on both sides, and then you would just have 7 plus y over here. That's up to you. I feel like historically speaking, most people want to distribute this. So 7 times 7 is 49. Plus 7 times y is 7y. So we're going to take away 49 on both sides. So 84 minus 49 is 35 equals 7y. And then we divide by 7. So y would be 5. Okay. Letter B here, this is the one that's tangent. Can you remember what we said we do when it's tangent? Give you a second to think about that. When it's tangent, you're just going to square that amount. So it's going to be z squared equals, and now we need to go from the point where they meet to the circle, is a length of 8, times, and then from that point again to the other side of the circle, is 8 plus 16. And again, if you want to just call that 24 right now, that's totally fine. So it would be 8 times 24 is 192. So 192 equals our z squared. And then we would just square root that to solve for z. So z, square root of 192, is 13.9 to the nearest 10th. Okay, so that's that third version, case number 3. And then this last problem, this one's a little bit different because we're not just solving for m, it's asking us how long is AB. Okay, so first of all, let's refer to the formula. You're using this formula. The point is meeting inside the circle, so we're just multiplying from the point to the circle, from the point to the other side of the circle. We're multiplying those values. So if you look at this problem, we're going from the point to the circle is a length of 3, times from the point to the circle, which is a length of 7. So 3 times 7, okay, and then on this other one, we're doing 6.5 times m. Okay, so we get 21 equals 6.5 m, and we're going to divide by 6.5. So 21 divided by 6.5 is 3.2. So m is about 3.2. Okay, but the question was not what is m. The question was how long is AB. So we're looking for this length. What is the length of this chord? This was 6.5 and this was m, and we know m is 3.2. So you're just going to go 6.5 plus 3.2. So that means AB has a length of 9.7. Okay, another short little lesson there. Hope that goes well. Let me know if you have questions.